heading over to the docks, down there at the docks at the ocean. I started filming here so you see the ship in the ocean when I come in there to the docks. So we're heading that way to pick us up a load. Over on the Baltic Sea, DLC is still going to go north a little farther. And after this trip, I think we're going back to the US of A for a while. Park this thing for a while and go back to the USA. That sounds about right. That sounds like what we ought to do. I tell you what, if we don't get back pretty soon, that daggone dog, he won't be dead. You talk to him now? Yeah, let's let him cry for air last night. And when my dog working him to death, he said if we didn't come back soon, he's going to try to find him another job. Like somebody hired a dog. Well, we did. Now we ain't too smart. Pretty good looking place right here, Rusty. Yeah, it looks good, looks like a lot of heavy work went on here. Unloading ships and stuff. Wonder anyone in here right now getting unloaded. Yeah, right nice looking water there. That old fella working pretty hard. We're going up to Layville or Leyva or something other. You fellas have to decide what that is. That's where we go. A little bit further north. I like to climb up top and look around there, Rush. You know, I like to climb up on things, look around. Well, we ain't hardly got time right now, right? Got a lot to do. Got my indoor weather station hooked up. Accurate weather station. Works good inside and outside, the wind meter and all that kind of stuff. I'll be daggone if it ain't one of them things try to drive you crazy to get it online. Been trying to get it online because it becomes part of the underground weather system then, so they monitor more weather places. And you'd have your own link to where the weather is for your place and all this and that. And I spent 2 days trying to get it online. But I'm going to rest on that a while. That's too aggravating. Nah, I don't blame you. Kick it out the window, Rusty. And just look up the weather. Just take a second there. I look here right here on my phone. See there? 72. Shut up, Ralph. like we got 10 tons of toys on here. That seems like a mighty little load for such a big truck. Yeah, it does there, Rusty. Hey, it's the duck, Rusty. Put it on speaker, Ralph. No, duck. I saw you on the caller ID there, duck. Now, we're still overseas there, duck, if you can hear me. Nah, we'll be back in a day or two. We decided we've had about enough of this over here for right now. Yeah, well, you mean we won't have no little buddy? Nah, you'll be alright, duck. You hang in there and we'll be back over there in, say, 3 days. 3 days? Nah, that's not very long. You'll be alright for 3 days. We'll be back. Everything else alright around there? Well, you don't sound too happy. Yeah, we'll hurry back. Now get off my phone, Doug. Sound like he's alright to me, Ralph. Yeah, you sound like you're doing alright. Nah, I don't know. Sound a little sad, but we'll be back over there pretty soon. I reckon mowing yards with push mowers and cutting weeds with sycamore mowers and stuff just ain't what the duck was cut out for there, Rusty. I don't know what he's cut out for. People, my wife went up to that daughter's house the other night and she took 2 gallons of milk with her because she took 2 in the house because she was going to bring 1 back home later. She got ready to leave. She went to the refrigerator and grabbed a gallon of milk, started out at the door, and that little 3-year-old boy tapped her. Wait a minute. He said, wait a minute there, Granny. You can't be taking my milk home. No, he said, that's my milk. You can't take that home. That's my milk. Get your own milk. He knows what's going on, boy. He's watching the place. Don't be leaving the house with my milk. But he had his eye on the situation. She had to explain to her that there was 2 of them. He said, oh, okay. Big fire truck right there, people. Little accident beside the road. No use calling in, Ralph. They done got help. I saw that with my own 2 eyes, Rusty. I hope everybody out there is doing all right. While we're driving over here, I set the graphics up. Somehow, when I first got back over here, the first video I made over here, the grass and everything was looking flat, and I noticed it, and I said, well, that ain't right. And I looked in the settings, and they had about all the settings turned down to nothing, and automatically turned them down somehow. I went there and cranked them all back up, the grass and the shadows, mirrors and lights. It even had the lights on the other cars turned off. Now everything else, it had pedestrians turned off. It had everything in the world turned off in it. I don't know what in the world made it want to do that. I fired up Farm Simulator on this thing, and it automatically came with Farm Simulator, come with low sets or something. When I first fired it up, it said the computer was too powerful for those sets and they had to turn them up. So that's when that at least told me to crank it up. This year don't act like I need to turn them down. But it's working fine. MHApro Map, people. There's my duck and truck. Duck Express truck. Alex, the map maker. It'd be a lot better when he gets up in here and gets time to get up in here and go to adding park trucks, and more jobs, more businesses, more everything, more roads. It might take him a while to get up in here. He's got so much to do with ATS and ETS and 2 and all this stuff. Don't know. But it'd be a lot better when he does get here. He only puts, look at that big Google Earth, and put roads and cities and stuff in that's not here now. This must be farming country. I noticed they got a lot of farm situations set up here. With farm tractors and fields and hay bales. It must be like farm sim over here, this farm country. I'm having fun on farm sim. I don't know if I figured out how to make a good video with it yet, but I'm having fun messing with it a little bit. Still trying to get my controllers just right. And that ain't easy. It'd probably be easier just to control it with the Xbox controller and the keyboard, but I want it to work like a real piece of equipment, so it's been awful hard trying to get it set up for 2 full-size joysticks. I'm walking with 2 full-size joysticks instead of walking with that little 2 sticks on my Xbox controller. I walk with 2 full-size joysticks. Look around with one, walk with the other. It's pretty interesting, hard to set up though. They took so many things to repeat itself on setting up, like lifting a loader bucket on a tractor, or lifting a loader bucket on a loader, or lifting the boom on the crane. It's all listed: crane set up, bucket set up, this set up, that set up. There's so many of them. By the time you get down to the next one, if you're like me, you forgot what you said it on. God, you're a windy fella, Russ. Go ahead and talk. Get to talk about something I'm trying to work on. I'm getting more used to those suspension settings now. I only turned over once, almost turned over. Then since then, the wheels have been on the ground pretty good. You just gotta redo the way you drive. That going thing when you hit the brake, then it does a nose dive and stuff. Pretty good suspension set up on it. But if you're not careful, it'll sure lay down with you. They say you can even go in there and go in your config file, or in the way I told you to in the console, either one, and put negative numbers and put a 0 instead of putting 0, put -1 or -2, and make it even worse. Make it even harder to drive. Even more bouncy. I don't know if a fella need that or not. I think this is all we need right there is a big old lake they've got backed up there to run a hydroelectric water plant, look like. Generating electric right there and city water. Got your city water reserve coming through to churn down them electric motors down there and get you some water. Make electric run your city while they at it. Good planning right there. Yeah, they thought they had their Rusty. Open them gates and let them water spin them big electric turbines down in there. This river, we got places over here, the river used to be huge, and they run barges up and down it and tugboats hauling coal. And they built a dam over 50 miles away or something and backed it all up, and some of the places of the river you can't even get through now, and it's so low that you better have to pull your boat through that place. But a lot of it's still 15-20 feet deep, and it's real wide, but if they'd pour like 5 more feet of concrete on top of all them locks, them boat locks, and raise that water level 5 feet, it might run a few fellers' fields, but it sure help it a lot. They about run the river when they done that. We've got like 14 or 15 of them boat locks down through here. You have to get in, it's full of water, and then they let all the water out and drop you down 30 feet to another level. Then you motor on down the river, or you coming back, you get in, they let it fill up and set you back up to that level, and away you go. But they don't operate the locks no more. They all closed, so you just have to go to a different place to get a boat ramp to run that section of the river. We almost at Riga, people. A town called Riga, look like. They probably say that different too. But that's where we are. Rolling into town. Almost to where we're going, I think. Yeah, I believe we are there, Rusty. Look here, we got the service station right there now. We might be needing one. We've never put no fuel in this thing. And I come with plenty when we bought it. Now we have to fill it up. We use it for any more loads here. We'll fill her up one of these days. Next time, I think I'll be back over on ATS, people. Get back over and get some fancy truck and get back on the road over there and make a couple of videos. I think I made about 5 over here, maybe 5, and that's enough for now, I guess, and go back over there about. Hard to decide which one you want to make a video on. I like driving on both of them. I just soon drive on this, and that's the other one. That's all driving to me. Just a little different over here. Over here I see things like I've never seen before, and over there I've seen in America. So this and roundabouts and all that stuff. I ain't never seen them things before. So it feels pretty good to drive over here and see new and different type things. Yeah, that's right, Rusty. But I'll be glad to get on that big airplane and fly across that ocean when we get ready to go back. Hope they don't charge for 2 seats for you again, right? Nah, they did not do that now, Rusty. Don't you be telling that. Well, I heard they can. Well, I'm not that big. Okay, Ralph. They don't charge you for 2 seats just because you're tall and got muscles, you know. Oh, is that right? Chase, a little young kid that I know, had a birthday the other day, 12-year-old. If you happen to see this video, happy birthday, Chase. And we'll get this thing parked here in a minute. Let y'all go on your merry way, and we'll be getting them airplane tickets. See if we can get Ralph through security, which is hard sometimes. Get him through security and get him on the way back over to America. So thanks for sticking with us. And we'll see you next go around here. We'll back this thing in here and get her parked. Like old Hank Williams said, if the good Lord's will and the creeks don't rise, we'll be back in the USA. Thanks for watching.